Hi, friends. My name is Sharon Lowe, and I lead America's marketing. Today, we are meeting with Pedro Drumond. He is a certified FinOps expert, and he'll tell us a little bit more about his role.
Thank you for having me on this session. I have the best of both business and technology careers. I spent 6 years in legal and I realized my passion lies in technology, specifically in financial operations or FinOps. So I did a course on cloud, Python, and PowerShell that enabled me to start my career as a FinOps analyst. While most people think that this career switch may not make sense, it does to me. I use the skills I learned in legal, such as active listening, translating legal terms to layman language, and reviewing legal documents to preparing technical documentation. And these skills help customers define action plans and are in my current role. As a certified FinOps professional, my role is to help customers understand how to maximize cloud value. This means I work with you to understand your cloud applications, environments, business goals, so that you can scale efficiently when you need it. Also, you can decide how to cross-charge different departments for cloud consumption. Here's what I mean by maximizing cloud value by asking these questions. How do you scale a given service efficiently? How do you ensure this application or product can drive a greater return of investment? And above all, are you fully aware of how your cloud environment works, how it's charged, and who is responsible for the expense generated? By maximizing cloud value, you can make any infrastructure adjustment decisions based on internal metrics and demand that align it with your business goals to speed up your business revenue.
Thank you, Pedro, for the great introduction. What are the biggest challenges your customers face today when it comes to financial ops, commonly known as FinOps?
Basically, there are three common challenges when it comes to financial operations. The first and the one of the biggest challenges our customers face is the urgent need to reduce costs without compromising service delivery. Many of your customers adopted cloud computing to deliver their services without any cost forecast. They migrated the entire on-premises environment to the cloud based on little or not cost estimates and face great difficult control scalability. The second challenge is when innovations becomes a dilemma. Going back to on-premise can be costly. It slows down operations or time to market. Remaining in the cloud and not having an agile financial operation will negatively impact product continuity and company's budget. At this point, it's necessary to step on the brakes, pause non-critical implementations, and review the components that contribute to rising cloud costs. From our experience, our customers often don't understand how the resources are billed and perform the migration to the cloud based on rule calculations about infrastructure and application resource. They may not consider correlated or dependence costs in the process. In addition, cloud cost management is based on consumption and not fixed costs. It doesn't make sense for finance to monitor cloud costs using traditional methodology. They will lose control in managed cloud spends when new resources are implemented by the internal teams. And number three, another major challenge faced by our customers is dealing with multi-cloud environments, which requires the need to monitor several cost management portals to understand the billing and cost criteria. Considering the need to keep costs under control and reduce expense, how can we consolidate data from different sources into a single cost monitoring system? It's important for customers to consolidate data from different sources and have a single pane of glass and viewing daily cost expenditure and sudden spike in costs. For multi-cloud customers, they need to understand individual provider cost structure, cost monitoring tools, and conduct comparative studies of costs and performance. Understand which cloud is the most suitable for their business needs. It's important.
Well, thank you. This is good insights. How would you work with your customers to resolve these issues? Or what are the first few steps your customers need to know?
There are a few ways to resolve the issue, and I will share three approaches. Firstly, it's necessary to assess the customer's cloud environment and present an assessment report. It's very important to understand the customer current cloud consumption and environment before taking any action. Cost governance and allocation is the beginning of a successful FinOps strategy. It's necessary to give the customer visibility into who is responsible for the costs. It's go beyond knowing when to spend on resource A or B, and it can be framed as understand why resource A or B, who purchased, who authorized the implementation. These questions are not intended as a witch hunt, but often help companies to understand the intent of their internal implementations procedures and define the process for acquiring new resource. Secondly, technical leaders are required to know the infrastructure setup to consider how new infrastructure requests and deployments will incur right costs. They should consider cross-charge and chargeback for internal teams so that they will think critically about must-haves and nice-to-haves. They need to consider cost sharing when deploying resources. And thirdly, given the need for costs and governance control, policies are needed to define criteria and compliance for audit checks. Policies are also useful to deny implementations that don't meet certain criteria. Examples include regional definitions for resource creation and metadata requirements. And using the cloud cost consumption or usage data, we can do further analysis to identify anomalies, waste, and opportunities for improvement. Once the reports are complete, we direct our efforts toward areas that require immediate, mid-term, or long-term an action plan. For immediate action, we share our plan with customers that give us the most cloud value and require the least time and effort to implement. In medium and long-term scenarios, depending on the complexity, we define an initiative, timeline, and work on it in an entire sprint. In a multi-cloud environment, we consolidate data from different sources and create custom reports or dashboards. Alternatively, we will also integrate them into a third-party tool as needed.
So, what are the trends in FinOps?
In my perspective, the FinOps trends have changed in the past years. In today's business climate, FinOps management is not limited to IT manager or cloud solutions architects. In fact, we need to include other personas such as IT security manager or the IT financial manager. There is also a growing importance to understand how good FinOps management can positively impact carbon emissions and contribute to ESG goals. The second trend is the standardization of cloud cost billing data across providers. Leading cloud platforms such as Amazon Web Services, Azure, or Google Cloud, and Oracle now support Focus, also known as FinOps Open Cost and Usage Specification, which is an open source standard that normalizes cloud billing across providers, enabling customers to easily analyze and optimize their cloud spending. Lastly, the rise of generative AI in FinOps solutions, such as the adoption of Copilot in the Azure cost management platform, or even the development of customized solutions.
Well, thank you so much. Can you give us three key takeaways for customers who are thinking of FinOps?
Yes, for sure. Number one, feasibility is key. One of the core principles of FinOps is to provide a clear, real-time visibility into cloud costs. Visibility is crucial to understand and identify how right costs occur, pinpoint inefficiencies, and drive accountability across teams. Number two, emphasize the importance of cross-functional team collaboration. FinOps brings together finance, operations, and engineering, fostering collaboration to achieve financial accountability. Encouraging teams that work together to set budget targets, optimize resource utilization, and adjust based on sharing insights. This requires having a team who we know often don't communicate with each other to manage FinOps together. And number three, prioritize continuous optimization. The dynamic nature of cloud environments demands a commitment to continuous optimization. Taking a proactive approach in areas such as right sizing, not scaling, and cost optimization can lead to savings and sudden spikes in costs. It's important to keep in mind that FinOps doesn't have a life cycle with beginning, middle, and end. It's a culture that will assist in the development of the entire company.
Thank you, Pedro, for your insights, and to our viewers, we will see you in the next session.